Assalamu Alaikum. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Mursaleen. Amma ba'du fa'uzu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. The shade of the Arsh. Dear Islamic brothers and sisters, in the terrifying environment of the Day of Judgment, wherein there shall be no shades besides that of the Arsh of Allah Almighty, there will be some blessed people who will be under the shade said. These people were those who were obedient to Allah Almighty, and they shall also receive entry into Jannatul Firdaus. From amongst these blessed individuals, Islamic brothers and sisters who invited towards goodness and forbade from evil will be included. Allah Almighty once sent a revelation to Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam, in which he stated, "Whoever ordained goodness, forbade from evil, and called people towards obeying me, he shall be under the shade of my arsh on the day of judgment." Subhanallah. The sun will be only a mile away. Dear Islamic brothers and sisters, a person will only realize that importance of the arsh and its shades when they consider the horrifying trails of the day of judgment. The sun will be 1 mile away, raining down intense heat and fire, and due to extreme thirst, people's tongues will be hanging out of their mouths, with others drowning in sweat. Taking all of this into consideration, we should build a desire to attain this shade, which can only be done by becoming righteous and obedient to Allah Almighty. Imagine walking upon searingly hot desert sand at midday, when the sun is at its peak, and doing so barefoot. If you were to see a place offering shade or cover from heat, then imagine the happiness and relief one would feel. Having said this, the heat of this world bears no comparison to the severe heat of the day of judgment. So, imagine the happiness one would feel if they attain the shade of the arsh at that time. In hopes of attaining the shade of Arsh on the day of judgment, we should strive to spread the invitations towards righteousness far and wide in this world, as well as ask for the shade from Allah Almighty consistently. Good and evil leaders. Dear Islamic brothers and sisters, before taking anyone as leader or guide, we should ponder deeply over his potential benefits and harms in this life, as well as the hereafter. If we were to take a pious, good, fearing person as our leader, we shall indeed find ourselves to be fortunate. If we act upon his word, we shall be raised and kept with him on the day of judgment. On the other hand, if we chase after material gain, wealth and status, and appoint an incapable leader upon ourselves, we shall find ourselves to be at lost instead. If we act upon the words of this person, we will rise and kept with him on the day of judgment, and ultimately find ourselves suffering from great harm. In this regard, we shall also be fearful of potential humiliation and loss on the day of judgment, and the strive to adopt such company that leads to success and betterment in the hereafter, as well as receiving the shade of the arsh.